Hey, Coach, how you doing tonight?
How's it going, Pastor Greg, my brother? How you doing?
Well, you are one of my favorite people on planet Earth,
Oh,
and
thanks, thanks.
I'm not. I'm being totally
Ditto,
serious.
ditto,
Thank
brother.
you.
Ditto.
And I love being with you because there is a deep, deep hope that you have, but you haven't always had that hope, and that hope was birthed in a really difficult moment in your life. Can you talk about that moment, Coach?
Sure. 1989. There was just a real tragic thing that happened to me and the kids when we lost my first wife. She was in an accident, and we lost her in that accident. So when that accident happened, my life was turned right over, turned right up and over. I was found myself, being a single dad, and but not only being a single dad, but having to raise two girls that was not only motherless, but very
Wow.
sad how they lost. So that was very difficult because I was constantly worried about them being sad. I just couldn't I just couldn't think about how I'm going to make them feel better. What am I going to do to make them feel better to get over that? And it was a very, very difficult time. I was scared. I was worried how this was going to happen. How I was going to raise them. And with all that being said, of course, I was going to church, but I was so mad at God. I couldn't believe that that would happen to somebody. God would do something like that. I blamed Him for the accident, and it was very hard at that time. I was kind of lost, not knowing what to do next. So it was kind of difficult.
It sounds like the pain for you was so difficult, and you're trying to figure it out, that you took the other route and you drew away from God. Did things get better when you did that, or what happened from that point on with you?
I turned my life into shambles, actually. I was raising the kids because that was my responsibility. I need to, go work and take care of them and all that. But to soothe myself, to make sure, because when I used to go home, I used to just be sad myself, and I couldn't sleep. I was just all night. I would be up. I would, be thinking about everything and worried about the kids, and so
Mhm.
I would be up like all night. So the only way I would soothe myself was if I knew if I went drinking, if I had to get a chance to go drinking, and some of my friends used to come over all the time, and just to make me feel better, we used to drink, and that was the thing, just so that I would make myself feel better, soothe myself, and I could go sleep. But along with drinking, you lose your mind. You start doing the other things that you shouldn't be doing. You sin. When alcohol is in your system, you sin. You just don't do things right. So I was making very bad decisions at that time, very bad.
Wow. So what happened to just begin to turn your situation around?
Um, my daughter Chelsea, she was surrounded by some friends that were going to church in Hawaii Kai. So she started burying herself with her friends, and she would go with them during the week on one night to have youth service, and then she would go on Sundays in the evening time, and they would have another youth service, and she would be on a worship team and sing. So that when she started doing that, I just noticed a change in her, but still I wasn't going with her. She just used to go on her own.
Right.
She tried to get me to go, but I couldn't go. I just said no, I just wasn't there yet. I didn't want to go. So she asked me to go listen to her sing, and that was a carrot that got me there. And when I heard her sing, I was like kind of amazed how she was. Just her personality, and it's just her. She had this light up upon her that just showed that she was happy up there singing. And she had her hand raised, and I was like, wow, that's unbelievable. Because at home I would always see them sad, right? I just was deep.
Mhm.
So I tripped out, but I didn't go until another time happened. Then I accepted God.
But what would you say to people right now, especially in the midst of the different experiences that they're having? Some people find themselves right now. Pain is a real personal thing to them. It's very near. What would you say to them to encourage them?
I really believe that God has a plan for us. I mean, I believe that. I know it sounds like everybody says it all the time, but I really feel that there's something will come out of this.
Coach, you're the best, man. I just love hearing from you. I got hope right now.
Right on, right on.